What's up, guys? It is 6 AM here, and I've been waiting for this game for 2 hours. I plan to stay up until 4, because I can, never record SPL games because I'm only free on 3 weekdays and people always play on the weekend. But anyway, we have managed to catch this game anyway between Poek from the Cryos and P2 from the Tigers. Poek's team looks pretty sick. He's got, well, I guess Marwile's not exactly innovative, but he has Mimikyu, which you don't see much. And P2, as always, has a sort of interesting team. Well, no, it's just like 6 relatively standard mons that aren't really seen together, and I guess Zard isn't all that common at the moment. Poek has a Lati, which isn't seen too much. Yeah, Mimic, I guess, can do a lot of work with the Magnezone to trap Ferrothorn, so if he just gets, I don't know, probably the Finny down to 50%, he can sweep with +2 Mimikyu, so I think that'd be a fair plan. He'll need to break Dugtrio's Sash too, I suppose, but it looks like P2 is running... Actually, no, he's Defog Finny. I was thinking he was Rapid Spin Pheromosa. He could be both, but I doubt it. P2 uses Pheromosa every week, and he loves Quiver Dance, so we'll wait and see which kind of Pheromosa it is. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Poek uses this Mimikyu, because his team kind of loses to Pheromosa without the Mimikyu. So he might elect to lose the Disguise kind of early. So he leads with it, which is weird, and P2 leads with the Zard. I guess Poek really expected the Pheromosa lead, but even if he just U-turns, you lose your Disguise. So yeah, we'll see what this Mimikyu ends up doing. But yeah, Zard lead is a little bit threatening because Poek... which kind of Zard would it be? I don't know. It's just Dugtrio kind of makes more sense with X, I think, because Zard Y can power through Heatran by itself. But it is Y, and he goes for Flamethrower, so I guess this Mimikyu is not going to end up sweeping. This probably isn't an Oko? Yeah, not quite. He can, of course, threaten the Sneak here, but Ferrothorn is really safe. Yeah, so this could have definitely swept, but I appreciate the need to lead with it and deal with, Pheromosa and Charizard, so yep, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, I'm not really reading the chat much, so yes, I won't be engaging with the chat. Yeah, I'm just thinking about whether Poek has some safe double to make here. Lati is his switch-in, but it's not really a good matchup against Pharaoh unless it has Hidden Power Fire. And I don't know whether it would. Ferrothorn is common-ish, and all teams have steals at the moment, but he has the Magnezone. So yeah, Pharaoh's not really safe at all here, because the Magnezone double is a potential play, so... yeah, they're both kind of under pressure this turn. And then there's the Dugtrio that can trap the Magnezone. So he, Poek pulls the trigger. Oh, that's a fantastic name. I love seeing what these guys use for nicknames. P2 had some really good ones last week as well. His Tapu Fini was Young Lean. Good nickname right there. So this will die to HP Fire unless it's Shed Shell, which, I guess it's not. So, oh, it didn't die, so yeah, that's definitely AV or Scarf. Probably AV. He can switch here. I guess it's Chople or Helmet Ferrothorn. But yeah, perfect for Poek. He gets to Volt Switch out. So Dog doesn't even get to trap this, and this can still pose a threat to Finny and help check the Gengar. So that was crazy that he was able to kill it with Volt Switch and not get trapped by Dugtrio. So what would you bring in here? You definitely want to stop the Pheromosa, so I don't know whether Marwile is taking a focus block. Yeah, Pheromosa is a stupid Pokemon. Poek's team is weak to it, so you can't say too much based on this matchup, but Specs, I mean, Focus, I'm sorry, Choice Band isn't really used. Like, Life Orb would be a good set on another Pokemon, but like on Pheromosa it's bad because its other sets like Specs, Scarf, and Quiver Dance are all so much better. But like you can go to Mawile and make sure Scarf Pharaoh doesn't come in. I imagine Scarf High Jump Kick doesn't kill. But then if he's like Specs or maybe even just Modest Focus Blast would kill Mawile. So he goes into Dropper, I don't know why it's spelled like that. Yeah, I can't work that out. But this is presumably Scarfed, which I think is the best Lati set. In Sun and Moon, it certainly was when Genesect was in the tier, because you could lead with Scarf HP Fire and get a juicy KO, and outspeeding Tapu Koko is nice too. Like, Defog isn't too crucial, but P2's Rocker is dead, so it's, like, of course nice to defog. That Charizard is really low, so it's still, like, a threat, because Poek's switch in is Lati, and he might just elect to defog here, and then he'll be very vulnerable to the Zard. I guess he could just go to Mag here. He does elect to defog, so he might have like a Focus Sash or something, or maybe he just wanted to do that anyway. This could actually sweep with Psyshock if it is Scarf. But you need to like risk a speed tie with Gengar, or the Pheromosa could be Scarf or whatever. So, but yeah, if he weakens this Finny considerably, he can win with Psyshock. So you would have to think it's Scarf, because his team is quite slow, especially by like Sun and Moon standards with Pheromosas and Greninjas and stuff running around. So we will see what P2 does here. Like, if he makes the call that this is Scarf, he can do whatever he wants here. I guess Zard would make the most sense, because you're expecting a switch into like, I guess Mawile wouldn't work that well, but Mawile or Magnezone, and just Flamethrowering or Fire Blasting. I think he showed Flamethrower on turn, yeah, Flamethrower. So that would just nuke something. What is this? Moonblast, so we can't say too much. Like, it's probably Defog, because this is a much more reliable support for Zard Y and Dugtrio's Sash than like a Rapid Spin Mosa. So yeah, he goes to Lando actually on the double to Dugtrio, so he tries to catch the Mag, and Poek just makes a good read, I guess. He could be Scarf Rocks, I suppose. I sort of thought that set was a joke. Like, funnily enough, P2's nicknames are all about Valentine. Valentine was the manager of Poek's team, but he got like overthrown by his team at mid-season because he was... Well, it wasn't because he was like promoting ghosting, but that was why the... Okay, no, his team didn't want to overthrow him because he was promoting ghosting, but that's like why he actually got tournament banned. They just thought he was like unbearable. I've never had a problem with Valentine, so yeah, I'm not going to weigh in on that too heavily. So he knocks off with the Lando, and that's the end of Zard. I guess P2 was obviously expecting the rocks there, but yeah, knockoff was decent to just remove Finny's recovery or kill the... Well, like, Dugtrio's not going to stay in, and yeah, you kill the Zard there, so that's a nice play. Knock is really uncommon, so I don't really blame P2. Yeah, they're like always HP Ice, U-turn, Earthquake, Stealth Rock now, so I can definitely understand going to Zard Y there, because I doubt HP Ice does 14. And I'm just looking at Poek's team, wondering about his like Zygarde answers and his answers to other stuff that would usually require HP Ice Lando. And yeah, he is reason. Like, Zygarde is I think Zygarde's a little bit broken, but he is weak to Zygarde. Knockoff doesn't like remove the possibility of him having HP Ice, but it makes it a little less likely. But you know, U-turn's not exactly crucial. So yeah, just hard into zone there, expecting the Icy Wind, because Gengar can't kill that other dude if he just goes for Shadow Ball. So yeah, Flash Cannon brings Dougie to his sash here. I like most Gengars are choiced, but Icy Wind would be a very like good fit on especially non-choiced Gengar, because you can ease prediction with Icy Wind and then just like go for Never-Ending Nightmare or whatever. I guess we could see 2 Never-Ending Nightmare Pokemon in this game, which would be sick. But Pheromosa could easily be Quiver Dance, because P2 just like loves Quiver Dance Mosa. So he goes to Finny, that's bold. I guess he was like predicting a double switch into Greninja, but I don't know. Because I was thinking he could double to Gren, but that means he's just like ignoring the fact that the Gengar could be non-choiced unless that's Specs, but I doubt. I think Specs would have to like 8%, come on. But yeah, like even if Gren comes in on the... Well, I guess if it's okay, he flashes again expecting the Dugtrio, but like if he doubles into Gren, he can only beat Dugtrio by going for Water Shuriken, because otherwise he'll just bring it to its sash and die to Reversal. But Poek did Defog, so I'd say that's more likely to be 4-attack Protein Greninja or Ash Greninja, because if you have Spikes Greninja, which is like almost the most common move on Protein at the moment, like it's Spikes, Gunk Shot, and then your choice of other moves. Usually HP Fire or Low Kick, and then like Ice Beam or Hydro Pump. So yeah, P2 fails to kill the Zone. This will, yeah, like Zone is basically fodder at this point. He could go to Pheromosa and get a boost. I don't know whether +1 Modest is enough to OHKO Mimikyu. Oh yeah, Poek should have enough priority, but especially if he's Ashgren, because then he's like, Ashgren is so close to just winning. So he just like chips the Pheromosa or the Gengar or the Dugtrio with Mimikyu or Mawile, and then he'll just be able to come in with his Specs dude, Specs Ashgren if he is that set, and clean house. Goes to Gengar. I'm a bit confused. What does this do? I don't think Mimikyu can OHKO this. I'm just thinking, what does Gengar coming in actually do? So you let Greninja in, but you encourage it to go for Dark Pulse, and that lets Pheromosa Quiver Dance up. Maybe that might be his goal, but like he's just gonna get overwhelmed by the priority. Like priority is so important in Sun and Moon, I'm finding, like especially for Pheromosa, and it may be like Shift Gear, Magina or something. Like priority is just super important, and so many teams that I use don't have enough priority, and I find it horrible. But yeah, Poek has potentially 3 prio users. So yes, I don't think the Pheromosa is going to be too. But if he goes for Dark Pulse, he kills this, but then Dugtrio comes in and traps him unless he gets flinched by Dark Pulse, and then that's 1 less priority mon, and then maybe. Well, then he would like lose his whole team, and then Pheromosa has to set up on Mawile or Mimikyu. But like P2's gonna have to go like do something crazy to win this. So yeah, Gren does come in, and he can. Well, yeah, you would only Dark Pulse if you were Ashgren. But by which I mean, if you're Ashgren, the only move you would click is Dark Pulse. Like, there's no real reason to do anything else. I guess Shuriken could be an option, but like regular Greninja is really quite weak with Shuriken, so he doesn't even necessarily 2-hit KO this. But maybe if this is Scarf, it probably can't kill with 2 Shadow Balls, so maybe Shuriken is relatively safe, covering the Dugtrio play. Yeah, P2's in a really tough position here. He was gone for 2 hours. Okay, so it is Scarf Gengar, and yep, just goes for Dark Pulse and gets disabled. Okay, so that's gonna let the Dugtrio kill this, not for free, but yeah, he goes to Pheromosa. So I wonder if no, this is really likely to be his Z move Mon. So I wanna know whether Ice Beam kills this. I kind of doubt it. Like, they're usually modest, and he's used this so much. Like, you can't just. I mean, it is like a pretty broken Pokemon, but you can't just keep bringing it every week, mate. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think it's just going to be, yeah, this is over. Like, he just sneaks here, then Shuriken cleans, I think. Like even +1 Spidef Mosa, and he can't get +2. Even +1 Spidef Mosa is going to take, like, I don't know, 80 from the Shuriken. Doesn't HP Ghost Mosa win Lefty's hello? Yeah, triple. So JVL numbers coming through in the chat. So yeah, that does enough. And he is Hidden Power Electric, I guess, for, like, I don't know, Mantine. Yeah, that's okay. So he doesn't have Ice Beam, I guess. So yeah, Ninja's just gonna come in and Shuriken the mole, I imagine. Doesn't Dugtrio get Sandveil? Dugtrio. Show me. Yes, it does, Sandveil. So he just needs to be Z Sandstorm, get that young +1 boost, and come through that way with a bunch of dodges. That's the way P2 is going to win this. But yeah, this game was. I mean, Poek played this, like, super well. He got all of the predict. I don't know why you wouldn't sneak there, but it's whatever. So yeah, Shuriken's just going to destroy this. GG, boys. Poek just played this super well. Like, he got all of the slightly difficult turns perfectly correct. He doubled to Mag on the Zardwire, which was really aggressive, but, like, it absolutely paid off. And yeah, then P2 just got, like, I don't know, his team, like, I don't want to criticize his team, but he really struggled with a lot of Poek's Pokemon. So yeah, I think Poek did a good job to minimize that Pheromosa's contribution to this battle, but he had, like, 3 prior users, so he was prepared for it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's 6:20 in the morning, so this has put a substantial dint in what I was meant to do on... Well, I don't really have much to do on Thursday, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.